So
no.
I'm very excited about this match. Both of these players are pretty new to the scene. Both of them, I believe it's their first tournament. Um,
And it's
Samjee,
also their first match in the group, which means it's their first match in the tournament as well. So a lot,
yeah.
a whole lot of untapped and uncasted potential. Hopefully we shall see.
Yeah. Very excited to see what these players turn out. I think Samjee has more experience overall, has played lots and lots of matches. And Quack is even a little bit newer, but hopefully they will. I know that they've been practicing. We've played some. I played with both these players, and excited to
Got
see what
shambled?
they do. Yeah. So, and
Ooh,
of course, I'm always getting shambled, as you
that's
know,
true.
Yash.
Why would
But
I? I don't even play the game. That said, we do have a very fitting choice from Samji on game number 1, choosing the person most likely to like apples in the party, Alice. Because an apple
yeah,
a day keeps the doctor away. Let's see if it will work out this time around on a library in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
very wise, very wise. I also feel like Alice is tricky too. Ooh, a white time ad very early. I like it. Nice and spicy.
Completely
But I
off
feel like
screen.
yeah, I feel like sometimes Alice's just normal book read animation can be mistaken as a microfilm. So hopefully
Oh,
that won't happen. Yeah, yeah.
I remember making people very tilted with that.
Well, we'll get our first flirt for 34%. Obviously doing great on pacing because we've got more time than we started with. Um,
Infinite progress.
and it looks like not punished for the time ad. Go ahead and grab our blue book.
And the laser is definitely a little bit less in a frenzy than the laser by DP in the previous game. But we do have to be sure that we are thorough enough to see what's happening, as well as quick enough to catch everything that's happening, which is a very hard balance to get.
Yeah,
And it's a tall task for the new players, I'm sure of it.
yeah. We do ultimately decide to we get a nice green flirt by the way. We do ultimately decide to put back the blue book innocently. Maybe deciding that because the Yamba walks right behind us and it's clear that Quack is kind of monitoring back and forth with the laser. Um, yeah, we'll go ahead and get some inspects.
Not highlight for them yet, but probably will now. Actually, is Quack is not highlighting for the inspects, potentially.
Ooh,
Okay, maybe not. I don't
yeah.
know.
I wonder if there was a tiny little animation break there. I wonder if Quack missed it and that's what the highlight was for.
Ooh,
Um,
that would be very. I will be very impressed.
yeah. I'm not sure if it's possible that we weren't highlight because the other twin is highlight, and as everyone knows, you never highlight both twins. Um,
Oh, definitely. Especially on such a big and confusing venue as library, where you can't even see them switch places,
yeah.
because
So we'll
we
have
all
to
know
see
that
whether
twins switch places.
yeah. So we'll have to see how deadly this highlight is. If it's just a rote statue highlight or whether possibly the
Banana
animation
bread.
break is suspected. We get a banana bread here.
It's a white, which doesn't inspire much confidence, but it's also behind the pillar, which means that we're not seen by literally anyone and everyone,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, Samji picking a very good spot to do that banana bread from. We'll be finishing our inspects here.
And with a green as well, very nice. We also have a fingerprint on the statue, which we will collect, and we have some very nice progress actually. Less than 3 minutes to go, but we already have 2 missions done. Our flirt is one flirt away from completion. And we just need one more microfilm. One more fingerprint to complete that one as well.
Yeah, so we'll get that flirt finished, and so we got 2.5 minutes to find just another print and one other mission. Um, so it does feel like we're in a reasonable place.
Are we behind the pillar perchance?
I think if we request, we are not. And it is white, so this is actually a very dangerous white. The tray will be on screen, and Quack Doctor sees it. Gets a nice shot.
It is. The game, I think, was getting a little bit away from Quack here, potentially. But unfortunately, Perlin is a very coin flippy mission, especially if you're not as well versed in the action test shenanigans. Because a white test just gets you shot like that. And yeah, we are also with a drink leaving as a list is gone, so we're very, very suspicious looking over there.
Yeah. No,
Unfortunately.
Quack got a great shot there. So, um, let's see if they can win another game on the spy side as buns.
Ooh, the apples didn't work, but will the buns? Let's see in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Well, I mean, apples is not the worst nicknames that we've had over the years. I'm
We might
going
be a little bit
to
behind
say that.
Cletus. I wonder if we should restart. Should we restart
Oh,
Cletus?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
do we?
Sure, why
Alright.
not? Let's do it.
Let's go.
Okay.
I mean,
Let's count us down again in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
see? When you count us in, we don't have any problems.
I don't. That's just the doctor's touch. What can I say?
Well, we'll see how magical the Doctor's Touch is in this game, as we end up, well, in a conversation that's not particularly too useful. But we
Oh,
are
but
quite
our
next to our seduction target, who enters on a different side of the conversation, but close enough for us to get a 27% white flirt, which is quite nice
yeah,
to get some progress later into the game.
yeah.
My
So
problem is it might potentially be for flirt. I'm not quite sure how well the green rates are, how good they are on those players, and that might be a little bit of an issue later into the game.
yeah, let's start some inspects. It appears yes, we are getting a highlight for it.
Ooh,
Um,
very early inspects as well, which is interesting always because I like to believe that it's a lot easier to note the first things that you highlight, and therefore the first highlights will be tunneled a little bit more, which is why the early inspects are not as favorable in this community, because you just make yourself a little bit of a target with that highlight on you for a very good reason, but you still need to get away with Hartal somehow, and it's just harder, unfortunately.
yeah, a little unfortunate that we didn't get a print off that case. So we might
Ooh,
have some suspicion for print without having gotten it.
man, you
Um,
hate to see that.
yeah, we will finish our inspects here. I think it's been good seeing both these players making consistent, steady progress.
Ooh, that's
Uh,
definitely.
opting not to time out.
Just seen a green inspect as well, so that's some progress for us, inspiring some hope in the future as well. But it's just one mission. There are less than 3 minutes on the clock, which by that time Samjee had 3.5. But Samjee also unfortunately was not able to stick the landing. Let's see how Quack will be able to deal with it.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. This conversation doesn't help us. It looks like we're hoping that we can join our ST soon. Um,
Or go to a
or
statue, which also has a fingerprint on it. It's a little bit rushed by a ooh and the swap on top.
swap.
Are we framing a bester?
Yeah, this is bold. It looks like laser wasn't on screen as we're doing it.
It's not seen yet, I think. The laser is moving to the left, but it's not moving to the left enough. Maybe now it's caught. The movement of the laser is a little bit erratic, a little bit segmented. I don't think we got like a good spaz from the laser to indicate that we really know that the swap happened. But
Yeah, it's really hard to tell. Hard to tell what exactly Samjee is thinking about the swap and how
which,
suspicious we really are. Yeah.
just to make sure, this is not a problem. You snipe how you want to snipe. You want to be as conspicuous as you want, it's good. Don't worry. But for casters, it's easier if the snipers are a bit more vocal with their laser. It's also a little bit easier for the spies, so that is a potential
Banana
downside.
bread.
But then again, the banana bread is going to be a green, which means that we have our third mission complete. We have our 53% flirt, we have our one fingerprint, and we have only 1 minute remaining on the timer.
Yeah, if we can manage to finish our flirt, it seems like we hopefully should have some options. We just need one more print. We'll
The,
get
the,
the option for.
the
Oh,
investor.
wow.
Ooh. I like that. It was an interesting bug. It's a little bit erratic in how the animations ended up, layering on top of each other, the Gulp and the Bug. But we go for
Oh,
Purloin, and it's a
and it's
white,
white.
and the laser looks around, and the laser
And
shoots.
finds the correct shot. Indeed, white purloin is deadly. uh, and has claimed 2 of our spies this set. So we will leave library 1-1.
We saw our A's, we saw our B's. None of those seem to work. Maybe should have tried C's. But as for C's, we do have our Kotyat up next, which is going to be interesting to watch as well because while library is a very erratic on the sniper side, just watching, trying to catch everything, Kotyat is a little bit more relaxed in that regard, I'd say.
Yeah, although there still are cheese options with the occlusion that the pillar provides, the central pillar there. So we'll have to
As we
see.
have seen in the previous match. Let's see how
Yeah.
this will work out for our players here as General steps into the ring in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Well,
Our
we
ST is a statue, so can't join her there.
well. Ooh, not with Queen nearby as well. Wait, hold up. Queen is not RST? Come on.
Didn't get the memo. Didn't get the memo.
I'll give the benefit of
But
the doubt.
well, we will do an innocent watch check here and um take a little redirect there. Looks like we'll get some early inspects. Ooh, and our ST joins us. How nice. Although it might mean
I'm
that we
not
don't get
sure
this inspect. Yeah.
if it is that great because we do need to find an extra inspect on top. On the other hand, it does mean that her Oprah red dress is now finished with her inspects. So that is a
Yeah.
thing to look forward to later into the game if we decide to frame, which might be a very interesting option. Although I'm not sure how much samjee will be looking at the party.
Yeah. I think it's not horrible. I think that the first visit for statues is
Banana
We
bread.
are
it's always
offered
the
here in a
worst.
white banana bread. The reject
Okay.
comes off. And red dress can actually be low lit, standing there in a very... That was a path.
Yeah, that was a very short path from window back into conversation. The banana bread ends up looking pretty good. A lot of a reel for a lot of the party.
Going to our seduction target, getting a seduce done. And everything is fine and dandy for us for the time being.
Yeah, you love to see that two flirt. Very nice. Whoa, and
Wait,
we a
hold
shot
up.
comes off.
What was that? Quack.
Wow, I wonder if Quack had actually paired us with Hare and thought that that was very suspicious, even though Hare actually joined us as statue, just had the pair. And then of course knew that we had contact. Um that's a really quite a shot.
It is
I like.
interesting, right? Because Oprah never gets low lit, as does Alice for not being in the banana bread. And yet we get shot for a flirt completion without
Yeah.
having inspects or the fourth mission, which is very impressive for Quack, but also might be a symptom of being a very jumpy sniper, which samjee might try to exploit later
Yeah.
into the fight.
Although I think really they were kind of on it when looking back. They were really looking at us during our white BB with Toby offering. Might have felt like a very long offer. Um, Probably built up a lot of suspicion on us, and so yeah, I think a very nice shot. Um, and
A very
so
nice shot deserves some celebration, which is why Quack Doctor is going for a happy run back, picking up General for his spy game on Kotyat. Are we ready? Should be, right?
yep, I'm ready. It looks like the Kletos cam is in the right spot.
Ooh,
So
let's go then. In
let's
3,
count it down.
2, 1, playing it.
All right.
Early day control, an interesting redirect. We are rather forward in our actions, going right to our seduction target, picking up a green for a 49% flirt,
Yeah.
which might not sound like much, but is still enough for a 2 flirt, so look forward to that.
Yeah, Quack Doctor showing their green rate too and leaving quickly. Um, yeah, I think both these players have been showing great pacing.
Yes, indeed. We are being
So-
offered a drink while
we,
white banana breading, as per
we,
usual.
we are in the exact same conversation as Samjee was just a game ago. That was very
Oh
funny. But
lord.
it looks like it didn't feel like quite such a long offer. We decided to take the drink. Um, and so
That's the other thing, right? Spies usually prefer not to take the drinks because you want your hands free to grab statues, to grab briefcases. Well, you can grab briefcases with a drink, but never mind. Or grab its ambassador. Well, a bug, but look. Phrasing. White Flirt for 83%. Smallman is getting wooed, but he's not quite there yet. I'm gonna give some more time. 45 seconds or so. That's a very interesting party, honestly.
yeah. And now we
Aside
have a
from
very
that,
interesting decision, right? If we decide to timer flirt this, we'll be inspecting statues fairly late into the game and still needing to find another mission to do. But if we go to inspects now, obviously we might have to worry about getting paired.
well, I mean, we do have one mission. We do almost have the second one. And that means there's two missions to do. One is famously an inspect, and the other one is famously the fourth mission that everyone dreads to do because it is very, very confusing later into the game.
And so we leave for inspects. We do get a highlight.
We do get a statue as a fingerprint, but that is a difficult fingerprint, which might be an issue for us. The inspect is white, and so is the swap. That might be a shot.
Okay, and now we're in mission win countdown. This is the big moment. Will Sam go back and check? We're running
I
out of
think
time.
we saw the swap, but unfortunately it does not quite
Ah.
check in the head. And it's Kotyat. You do get to rotate 360 degrees, and maybe, just maybe, the statues were mistook with the statues on the other side, which is a thing that happens far more often than we would want it to.
Yeah, just slightly not didn't rotate enough to see the statue being different, and Quack Doctor will take the lead.
Indeed.
Well, I mean, we'll take
Yes.
we'll lead the venue.
It was the
yeah.
different statue was on screen, by the way. While
Yes.
while General was holding it.
For a moment there, yes. Yeah, I see what
It's
you're saying
actually
now.
pretty good.
Usually.
It's actually pretty decent length of time. But if you're not paying attention to it, then
Yep.
it could be on screen but not seen.
Yes.
Yes. Looked at but not seen, which is a problem that many snipers had and have at all skill levels, honestly. That said, shall we proceed to the ballroom?
Let us do so. So Samjee, now down a venue, will want to show their taste in high parties as Duke. Let's play it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I mean, to be fair, Duke looks like no stranger to ballrooms, specifically.
Oh, no, yeah, I mean, very, very classy. Possibly the classiest, arguably.
Going next to our seduction target and a quick 35% flirt. Taking our last sip of a drink and going to the statues, for which we are rewarded with a highlight.
Yeah, an early center inspect visit. A bold move for sure.
A green, and the third one? Oh lord.
If only if only Samjee could be rewarded with more than just a 2-cycle finish, but there it is. We get our 3 greens and feeling good.
I think we've just seen more greens than I did in my entire set with Yaren.
Oh. And unfortunately, our seduction is canceled. Oh, we'll go
And
for an
he
early
keeps
purloin,
going.
too.
He doesn't miss. He doesn't miss. Go swap. Green on top of a green on top of a green. The list is purloined by 6.
Yeah, let's see how Quack Doctor responds. Looks like
And it's still not seen. Like, I think now is probably the best time to notice it. We zoom in on the tray. And
Ooh,
we also
actually-
put down the briefcase.
yeah, very good stop. Well timed for when for the ambassador grabbing that statue, and actually gives us a great way to finish our prints because we already have center inspects.
And also does allow us to move right next to our seduction target to continue on our warpath. SamJee taking no prisoners, just green in left, right, and center. The Seduce is also going to be a green, 84%. Someone stops this man.
I think it'd be interesting. We have a number of options. We can try to find a second print and go for a silent game here. And there's a few prints available.
The time is slowly running down, however, which might be an issue.
Banana bread.
It's going to be a fake banana bread, and it's going to be a... Come on! This is unfair! Have some mercy.
Yeah, this is a very interesting banana bread. It's up and there's a shot. Of course, the real DA wasn't in our conversation, but could have been with how big this combo was.
I mean, I like the
But
idea of
the-
a frame banana bread just to make sure, especially if you're gonna keep on flexing those greens. Holy hell.
Yeah, let's see. Was Queen involved in that chain?
Well, she does have a drink.
Yeah, she takes, and then SDA takes, and then we reject, and then Seek takes. So maybe Queen was mistaken for having possibly purloined because the list was gone for a while. So, but there it is. Samjee takes another game, and likely hoping to take this one as well against Quack Doctor Smallman. So let's play it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Not gonna lie, when my mom said that I need to get all my greens, I don't think she meant that.
Actually,
But-
she did mean that. She told me.
Well,
Well,
unfortunately, the greens will stop as soon as the doctor takes the ring, as white test is going to be our start for the game here. 35%, still nothing to scoff at, allows us to 3-flirt quite comfortably and just with white flirts as well, which might be an important thing. I still don't know how to gauge those new players, because usually when you are new to this game, it doesn't even matter how many games you have, it's just how often you play and how many games you are able to grind, how much knowledge you get quickly. Because,
Banana bread.
yeah, for
ooh,
example, I have more games than Quack, and I will not shoot General on Kotyad that confidently, for example.
for sure, but we get our banana bread. A few lights come off, but overall not too costly. And grab our second flirt for 63%. So we will need a green to 3-flirt.
Look, a green is a green, and we can definitely hit it. That
Ooh, will we
said,
go for a standing bug here? That'd be
not
pretty spicy.
sure. That could be interesting, but unfortunately the ambassador had other plans as he decides to bail. We can go for a briefcase, and we do so. We are being marked suspicious though, which... not quite sure what for, maybe just for the fingerprint?
Yeah, you hope it's just the fingerprint, because if it's bug credit, then that could be very dangerous. And this will be too far to finish the flirt, but still, we will
And we flirt.
we'll get it going, and
And the laser is moving, the laser is shooting. Doctor is down. Someone calls it
Yeah.
Geneva Convention.
an impressive shot here too.
Someone call another doctor.
True.
we need a doctor for the doctor.
Well, we have a doctor for the doctor, but he's busy casting. Go help the guy.
If only I'm not that doctor, the one that travels through time, unfortunately. So we're gonna need to call the doctor.
Honestly,
the other
it's
the doctor.
not just an impressive shot from how little we have done on Smallman himself, but also it's an impressive shot just in accuracy's sake. Look at how tightly packed this conversation is and how it just threads a needle.
Yeah, but I guess we just drew that much suspicion for the early talk, and maybe after a suspected, I suppose it maybe was a suspected bug. But in any case,
Well, that
um,
briefcase was also highly illegal, right? I don't know.
let's look at it. I mean, certainly the pickup wasn't illegal. What about the return? We were going back, and then Amba starts
we got
moving.
We got highlighted
not-
before the return. Oh,
Yeah. I mean, as we were picking up the case, but in any case,
hey.
Hey, uh, let us move on, I suppose. I suppose the stop maybe is arguably a little late. The Amba gets pretty close to us before we stop, but it's not that bad. It seems reasonable.
Let's kite
Um,
through the chokes and lies and move on to her rise as samjee, picking up the cane, trying
as
to
can.
get something in this game because he is back to a tie after all.
Yeah.
Can finally get the lead for himself and start rolling that advantage in 3, 2, 1, playing it. A little
And
bit of an
we
AI control, never hurt anyone, and honestly, there's not much to do here in this conversation. There's no one of importance here. Not that I hate doctors, but. Or generals. I guess general is of importance, but just to me. That's it, we go to window, we just chill, buy our time, flirt with Rocker, leave with Rocker as well.
yeah. And with high rise being so small, I think every little decision counts. Knowing Pearls leaves, that's so sad.
Oh,
Will she come back though? No, she will
nope.
not. So, but knowing both of these players have caught each other out for some flirts, I think both will need to play kind of carefully.
There was some very nasty stuff, and also I'm actually quite interested to see how the mission choices go for our players, because here Samji opts to go for a swap and Purloin setup, going for a bit more hardtelly stuff, which maybe hardtails are a little bit harder to catch. Look at that bug, by the way.
Yeah, I think a very nice bug, not picking up a highlight, so maybe it was clean. Um, I think the laser might have been panning during it, so
I think it was on screen, but it was just not where the sniper is looking at, which is always an issue for sniper, because it always makes you very annoyed when you see the bug in the end, and it was just there, but unfortunately, not quite looking at it, not quite remembering it. The flirt is going to be a green 50%, able to do flirt if we need to. The book in our hands is completely and utterly useless. But we can try to go for a swap in the back there. No one remembers statues in
In the
high
other
rise,
red.
right?
no, of course not. We'll get our contact. Um, Pearls had been nice enough to wait just barely long enough for us to get our flirt before, and it looked like she might have wanted to
You'll
join
love to
us,
see
but
that.
she doesn't. Um, Still, we can get a far flirt for most of the way there.
Well, 67% is almost good enough for a
Oh,
shift on pearls. That will be interesting. She
now
did
I'm
go
not
to
sure.
statues, right?
Yeah, I think so. I am not positive what the highlights were. We'll have to see what it was afterwards. But
For
safety off
someone
makes us feel like we're in pretty okay shape if we just need one more flirt.
for someone who looks at potential frame opportunities, I'm definitely not doing that. We put our book in the bookcase correctly because we have no reason to do it any other way. Join right next to our seduction target. Probably just finish our seduce on time and get a win because there's no way we get shot here.
Not for a clean bug like that. And Pearls this time thankfully decides not to leave. So we will take it. Nicely done.
Clean game from samjee, actually.
Yeah.
Respect it. Honestly, the
So
bug, looking from the sniper's view here, just looks like a walking animation, and that's why Kane is that dangerous on the spy side.
yeah, the power of Kane. Um, it's also just it's so hard to
They
see
don't
some of
call
these
him
bug
Papa
numbers.
Danger for nothing.
They really don't.
Hey,
Hey, uh, it can be so hard to see for some of these characters that have very subtle bugs without zooming in too, and so it's
speaking of
that's
people called Papa Danger, we have Salman as our spy in the next game, picked by Quack Doctor, where Q stands for Salman.
more danger indeed. Well, why don't we get the danger going in very shortly? And yes, all right, let's go in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
That is a very, very small stop at the window, which might be an issue, but we go straight into the center inspects to mask our pathing issues with our undeniable progress, finishing up the inspects for ourselves.
Oh, and
And
we will 3 cycle.
that Have you noticed?
Yes, yes, he does. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So
nice.
either the 3 cycle or the the put down and leave was actually kind of quick. So either one
Mhm.
or the other or both. But what a shot! Excellent shot
It's
from Samjee.
it's actually quite interesting because not three cycling is a thing that I feel like one of the first things that people teach new spies. But I don't think it's actually looked at as much by people because there are so many more things to track on the menu. But on high rise, there's not much going on, so you might just be able to get those looks at people inspecting and catch them for their timing mistakes.
Yeah, I think it's so tough, right? Depending on what you think the sniper is watching, sometimes it's worth it to go for that 3rd cycle,
Mhm.
and assuming they're not watching. Um, but in this case, some part of that etiquette, Samjee sees and shoots, and so taking a now leading a venue.
Hey, see? And now
Hey.
it's time to roll the momentum for Samji. And look at that, picking up apples yet again, just to keep the doctor as far away from our newly gained lead as possible. Are we able to convert it? Are we able to hold it? Let's find out now on Modern. 4 out of 8 with 4 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Bug. Nope.
Oh, are we gonna be credited with it anyway? Okay, all right. Looks like we're good. Looks like we're good. The sniper kind of laser kind of panned over us for a moment, and I was very concerned. We will take bar highlight. Looks like.
I find it amusing that Salman is not highlighted, but he just looks so good. He just looks like a
Just
wall. Ah, no
all
man.
right. It's there. It's there. Just blending in, just like at that red bookcase earlier.
The
Um,
camouflage.
the camouflage, the Samouflage, if you will.
Hey,
Um, thank you, chat, for that excellent pun. Um, we will we will go
That
ahead and
was me,
play
by the
with.
way.
Oh, was it Cletus? All right. Well, you are truly a genius and ought to be casting. Uh, but the hosting is hard enough work. We will get our first flirt for 34%.
I feel the sudden urge to point out that before the cast crash told me to be professional. That said, we are at our flirt and 35%. Not a lot of progress here for us. We still have our delegate in our hands. I like the idea of firing it off just to cause commotion on the venue, but we will prefer to do not much. We will just lay low, uh, keep our score clean, keep us not suspicious to the sniper, and safe.
Yeah, and that's it's not easy being a professional spy, and so we will get our 85% on. Ooh, a little steps there, but we got our 85% flirt, and we will get going on these inspects.
Point out that we are still a highlight, so it's not. Well, one thing to point out is it might be hard to time those bar highlights because you need to technically bring them back down once the Berlin is no longer in effect if you want to track specifically people who can send other people to take the list. On the other
Yeah.
hand, it might just be a bar rush highlight, which is why they're not going down on all of them. That said, we go back to the bar, we get our seduction done, and we get a bunch of highlights on the venue yet again.
I guess we'll see what we do with this. It must feel very tempting to go for Purloin right now if you're Samjee. There's been so many bar visitors. Um, so Delegate would make a lot of sense, although we're chewing up a lot of time here. So we'll
I
have to
mean,
move quickly after sending this
the,
off.
the issue that I'm having is suppose we take the list, right?
Right.
We are playing against a newer sniper, right?
Yes.
The sniper sees the list gun, but doesn't remember who sent us.
Yes.
But does see that we are a highlight and we took the list. Who gets shot?
Yeah. So, but we will worry about none of those things. So we are taking the delegate. But and this actually is a very good opportunity because we can get our contact and then send our delegate afterwards, and we'll know that they have a real contact.
Can we send a double agent, perchance?
I think we're closer to twin.
Yes, indeed.
Yep, their twin goes.
That's good. Twin is actually gonna be forced to slam the book back into the bookshelf before going to the bar, which might just buy enough seconds for the timer to expire. However, the bar is pretty much empty at this point, so the offer is here,
Yep.
the drink is taken, and the list vanishes from sight.
Yeah, now we're down to 30 seconds. The shot's not coming off yet. Oh, but there it is.
See? The timer is at 30 seconds to the clock. The chances are very high the Berlin is a finish. We see the list gone. We see the highlight taking it. The shot is kind of clear if you're looking at it from that perspective, you know. Just requires a bit too much to remember in the 10 seconds. 10 seconds is really not a lot of time, especially when you're trying to figure out if you actually have to shoot or not.
Yeah, and it can really look like a kind of a desperation finish. You know, taking the list in the last 30 seconds. So
And slamming the book in the wrong bookshelf as well, because that book has been with Twin for a while, and it might just be a phantom microfilm on top, which suddenly does not help matters. That said, Quack will try to keep himself in comeback distance, so to say, on Jennifer Tillbaum on our second game of Modern in 3, 2, 1, playing it. I was about to say white. I don't know why.
well, there she goes, Jennifer Tealmom. Right up next to the ambassador, but we have a drink in our closer hand.
I'm so happy that I finally figured out a way to say all of those suspected names for this character in a way that doesn't sound very weird. Because Jennifer Tillman just reads like a name, right?
Yeah, no, I mean it sounds perfectly legitimate. We
Just
will
as
actually.
that briefcase. However, I'm not sure about the put down, but we still do redirect away, which is better than just standing there.
Yeah, it looks like we won't be. Yeah, it looks like we won't be punished.
Went to some books. Picking up a book. Gonna be looking at it for a non-zero amount of time. And actually taking a list away from it. Ooh, the action is completely on screen, but we dodge away from it as soon as it begins. The lasers, it is very unfortunate for SamJee. But the problem with action test microfilm is that you need to do 2 of them, not just one, which is where the bulk of the problem comes in. You might have some partial suspicion from the first one, even though it doesn't matter because we are not a highlight and the banana bread is green, which means that it's even nicer because the sniper has even more things to worry about.
Yeah, unfortunately, this banana bread is pretty expensive. Samjee takes a lot of lights for it.
Yeah, it's the second action test that kills spies usually because it's so much harder to get away with. And with the first action test done, you kind of force yourself to finish the second one as well,
Yeah.
if you want to complete the mission.
Although we do have a path to victory, we've got we have both a print and a microfilm in pocket. So.
And we have a highlight twin who has just taken the briefcase and is being shifted at.
Okay, looks like we might be taking this moment to grab our book and might try to microfilm right here.
We are so far away from the action and it's still kind of on screen. But unless you're looking directly at that spot, I feel like you're not going to notice it with your peripheral vision.
Yeah, I think the far end of that green bookshelf is a especially nice place to do the microphone animation, especially with when the conversation's a bit full like that.
The red passed on the flirt. Hate to see it, but also makes Duke just move around faster, I guess.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think there's no print on this drink there.
But look who we are delegating to. That's the twin. That's the most suspicious person on the venue. So suspicious that he was shifted at already. And I think that might just be the shot for the reasons that I have listed in the previous game.
There's no room in that conversation, but we're playing it off cool.
The shot is
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Not on the target I expected, though.
Yeah.
Nicely done, samjee. Ooh.
Yeah, I suppose either seeing the delegate itself or seeing kind of our unfortunate inability to get into that conversation. Takes the shot. It's a good shot.
Mm-hmm. A very decent shot from samjee. I believe it's securing the win.
I believe it does.
Very
Or is this
nicely.
is this just 6? It's either 6 or
I
7.
believe it
think
is
we're
7
seeing.
Well,
now.
It is the
Okay.
second game of modern, so it has to be an even number of wins by
Yeah,
both
it is.
players.
It is.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's 10,
That
10
that is
points.
10. So samjee will take the victory, but
We keep
every
going.
point can count. Every point can count. And so for all the tiebreakers, so let's see where we can go from here.
We can go to terrace, by the way. General is going to be our spy choice for the evening, although the seduction target is nowhere near inside. Don't mind the twin.
All right, well, let's get going in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And yeah, the tiebreakers matter a lot in the cups, especially with the group being so short, and this is one of the bigger reasons why the sets have moved to a longer version of themselves. Last Summer Cup we played only 8 games. And as for how much the tiebreaks matter, I have beaten Monators in the last Winter Cup, a player that many people consider quite strong. But then Monators proceeded to pull off a 10-2 victory on someone else, and I got edged out of the group on tiebreaks alone. So, unfortunately, beating favorites is not just enough. You have to make sure that you stick the landing as well. But for those players, doesn't matter much. Just the first match in the group, everything to play for, and samjee is just trying to roll his advantage as hard as possible.
Yeah, so we got our first flirt, and it looks like we will timer our second. We take this banana bread, which should knock out Seek.
Well, we also take the bug.
Wow, what a nice bug. But the laser kind of feels like it's really watching us. I wonder if it was suspected.
I mean, if we're shot for the next stock, yes. If we're not shot for the next stock, no. The choice is simple. Do we speak? We do. Are we dead?
Not yet. We
Not
still need
yet.
two more flirts with Twin, but I feel like not getting shot for the bug is bodes very well for samjee.
Oh, right. Twin is in the other conversation. We're moving right next to him. That might be a problem in the future. Have to point out the low light on Twin as well. However we talk, we are not shot.
Yeah,
And
we're
the
at
Twin
the.
splits. That's such a good blessing for us.
Yes,
Because
and
it
we're at
means that
the magical 83%. Just one more flirt from anywhere will do it. And yeah, there's the shot. I wonder, would that have
that's
been
a print. That's a print.
finishing? Yeah, would that have been finishing prints for Seek? Did Seek have a second print?
I'm not sure about that.
Oh. So maybe it was credited. It looks like Amba was there next to Seek at the start. Amba leaves.
A potential bug, a potential print as well.
Oh no,
Quite
actually
annoying.
we get drink at the beginning that has a print, and then that is a second one. So yeah, that is prints. So a very reasonable shot, but unfortunately it is not samjee.
And
So
sometimes it happens more often than you want. The right shots are not the correct ones, and you want the correct shots more than the right ones. That said, we do finish on Buns with General this time as our seduction target. That guy showed up a lot in our chronicles today. And let's see how this game will go in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Bug, bug, bug?
bug bug bug.
Yeah. Let's go.
That's a very fun bug. I like it a lot. And it
It
appears
is
as
a
though
little
it is
bit
going.
visible, but there were just way too many things visible in that uh, cavalcade of colors. So, bug might just be camouflaged. by all of the action happening around it.
Yeah, and so we're taking it easy for now. Of course, General is at the statue, so we can't flirt. Um, looks
We
like
can
we'll,
banana bread.
yeah, hopefully thinking about taking this banana bread fairly early, and it's not bad at all.
Hmm.
Small man joins just as it goes off. Samjee does take get the low light, the correct low light there. Very nicely done.
Well, we get the banana bread, but at what cost? The low light on Smallman. So good.
But
Feels
goodness,
good.
yeah.
Is great.
But all
Sad
Quack Doctor needs
briefcase.
to do now is get their flirt. Uh, General needs to cooperate. Still at a window.
Do we even need a flirt?
I think we did.
Can't we just like go swap, get away with it?
uh, yeah, we're trying to win the game.
Yeah, I guess Quack is also being a little bit uh more considerate in the options that he's they're going to take. 35%
Yeah.
is going to be our first flirt, and General moves to his beloved statues. Third visits this game. Sounds like a me
Yeah.
playing the spy.
So this is good, bad, right? Our flirtation cooldown is already off, but looks like we need to wait for General to settle now.
I mean, we might want to chase a little bit more because the timer is really not going to yield much to us because this flirt has to be a green, or the next one has to be a green for finishing the flirts on time. It is a 56% for now. We really need to leave and just make the cooldown lower, or we just risking timing out, which would be very unfortunate from this start.
Yeah, this could be very dangerous. We're running with not a lot of time. It looks like we might just have to bank it all on getting a green.
Well, we have seen some very, very nasty greens today. Unfortunately, this
Uh,
will not be one of them. What's the next option? Panic Purloin? Panic Swap? Panic never mind. Uh,
yeah, unfortunately, they're
swap it is going to be, but it is just a little bit too late. And with that hold in the pocket, Sam G wins the game against Quack Doctor. Some very, very nice plays from both of them. Some very, very decent shots as well.
yeah, a nice hold from Samjee. Unfortunately for Quack Doctor, gets a great bug at the start, but then General really just gives us a very hard time about flirting early in that match, and the time just escapes us. So, but all in all, both these players showing to be very strong in this group. Um, and so looks like the other two in this group will be Sped Monkey, and Laura Lichter. So they'll have to be watching out too.
I'm not sure about the form of Laura Lichter coming into this tournament, but I'm pretty sure that Sped Monkey can give both of the new players a run for their money. So that will
Yeah.
be a very nice test right in the group stage before one of them, or maybe even two of them, I don't even know anymore, gets a chance to represent the group in the playoffs. So quite a nice start for both of them. And yeah,
Yeah. Well, some great sets today. Really fun matches, and thanks to all of you for joining us. We will continue to be having regular Summer Cup casts um, as the group stages evolve. And
as for
so,
this game is called Spy Party. You can get it on Steam, where it is in early access, or you can buy it on the site spyparty.com, where it is also in early access. You can also join the Discord for this game, which I don't see the links everywhere and anywhere, and people don't shout it out as much as they should, really, because the Discord is where all of the competitive stuff happens. Usually, when you look up Spy Party, it's a nice little party game, and it's very good at what it does, but as a competitive game, it just shines so much brighter.
yeah, and then the community is wonderfully friendly, and lots of people around just to get matches with and to help you get started. And and enjoy the game. And so we hope you'll join us for any of you who are looking at the game and are interested. But otherwise, yeah, thanks so much to Klitos for hosting and for casting with me, Josh.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. Our next guests for Summer Cup will be next Saturday and next Sunday.
Yep.
Until then, good night, everyone. Have fun. It is mandatory after all.
All right. Yep. Thank you all for watching. See ya next time.
Take care.